Good morning, folks. It's Thursday, November 17th, and you are listening to The Goalmouth, a podcast collaboration between Dirty Tackle, Howler Magazine, and The Total Soccer Show. I am Taylor Rockwell, and I swear upon the Emerald Buddha that I have never done anything wrong and will do my job straightforwardly and honestly. If you don't know what that means, listen to yesterday's episode, in which you'll learn that George appears to have comfortable familiarity with the price of hired assassins, so I'm basically just trying to stay on his good side. On today's menu of bite-sized soccer news, Mario Balotelli makes promises that he probably wants to keep, the English Football League does its best impression of a comical dictator, Orwell's dystopian future comes to a Premier League ground near you, Gareth Southgate will either have work for the next 4 years or a sizable payout for the rest of his life, and Leo Messi puts the Argentinian press on an extended timeout. Up first, in an interview with Italian broadcaster Mediaset, current Nice striker Mario Balotelli has vowed to fly a helicopter over the aforementioned city should his club win Ligue 1. The once and possibly future Italy striker stated, quote, "I've settled in very quickly in this fantastic place. There are a lot of youngsters in the team, and the coach is very good, and I found everything favorable. There's still a long way to go, but if we do win the title, I'm going to fly a helicopter over Nice," end quote. At first glance, that may seem like a crazy promise, until you remember that this is the same man who set his house on fire while shooting fireworks out of his bathroom window, had a mock sword fight in an Indian restaurant while violating curfew, accrued $10,000 in parking tickets, had his Maserati impounded 27 times, and pranked, his words, not mine, youth players by throwing darts at them. With that in mind, vowing to fly a helicopter isn't that crazy. In fact, it actually just sounds like something he wants to do. I feel like he wants to learn to fly a helicopter, and he's now looking for excuses. Which is kind of like me telling my dog, if you pee outside today, I'm going to drink and nap instead of going to the gym. Speaking of absurd antics, the English Football League announced that it will fine 12 different clubs for failing to field full-strength sides in the EPL trophy. Under current rules, clubs are required to field at least 5 players who started the previous or following game, or 5 who had made the most appearances that season. The most severe penalties went to Luton Town and Portsmouth, each of whom was fined £15,000, which is 5,000 smackaroos per incident. Clubs do have the option to appeal, though Luton seems to have instead opted for publicly throwing shade. The official club statement declared, quote, "We believe our team selection has added value to a competition that was dying last season and is now, with low 3-figure attendances at many matches so far, well and truly on its last legs," end quote. This action does seem a bit harsh by the EFL, especially given that Luton actually won 2 of the 3 games for which they're being fined, and this actually seems like something more out of a dictator's playbook. You can imagine the public address, like, guess what, everyone? I'm starting my own soccer tournament. It's going to be great. You have to play in it. Oh, and you have to play your best, most important players at a time when you have other, far more important fixtures to deal with. Oh, and participation is required, and you have to give me money if you break any of the rules and make up for the competition. Best of luck. To paraphrase Liz Lemon from 30 Rock, ain't no tourney like an EFL tourney, because an EFL tourney is mandatory. Moving on to our next story, we really do seem to have reached the age of 1984, which is a weird thing to say about the year 2016. But we've talked crazy financial penalties from a large, faceless, bureaucratic organization. Now comes news that Big Brother is out there, at least from a footballing standpoint. The Telegraph has reported that secret video technology trials are being conducted during Premier League matches this season. Unofficial tests are underway, during which 2 officials, known as video assistant referees, watch live feeds of games and practice how they would intervene if they were in communication with the match referee. According to the Telegraph's report, quote, "Non-live trials have so far been conducted during 12 Premier League games, which have flagged up between 2 and 4 decisions per match that would qualify for video analysis," end quote. While this is pretty cool, it's worth noting that, strangely enough, 85% of the offenses these officials noted involved Diego Costa, regardless of whether or not he was on the field, or Chelsea were even playing in that particular game. Such is his reputation. More news from England, where it's being reported that Gareth Southgate, England's current interim manager, is set for a new gig, in that he'll be offered the full-time job. The 46-year-old will likely be offered a 4-year contract, which I'm assuming is 1 year for every match he's managed so far. No word yet on where in the contract the FA plan to insert the fine print clause that the deal will be null and void once Arsene Wenger becomes available and expresses interest in the job, but I'm thinking somewhere near the back is most likely because, who really reads contracts? Let's be fair. And finally, the Argentinian national team has had enough of the press in Argentina. Following La Albiceleste's 3-0 victory over Colombia in World Cup qualifying, Leo Messi led the entire national team into a post-match press conference where he delivered some stern words. Quote, "We're here to let you know that we've made the decision to no longer communicate with the press. Obviously, you know why. We've received many accusations and a lack of respect, and we've never said anything," end quote. If you all out there in podcast land aren't one of the ones who obviously knows why, here's the situation. Ezekiel Lavezzi was not included in the squad that faced Colombia in that 3-0 win. When that news broke, reporter Gabriela Aneo took to Twitter to suggest that the striker was dropped because he had been found smoking marijuana in the team's training camp. I haven't been able to find anything of substance that supports Aneo's theory, and neither have the members of the national team. As a result, Lavezzi has vowed to take legal action over the tweet, and the entire squad has pretty clearly backed their teammate. Indeed, it seems the only thing Leo Messi hates more than his country's press is winning silverware with Argentina. Was that too soon? I feel like it was probably too soon. And I'm pretty sure that attempt at humor means the Goalmouth now joins the list of media outlets Messi won't be speaking with anytime soon. I'm sure that was my fault. Such is life. That's it for today's Goalmouth. You can explore all of these stories in more depth by subscribing to our newsletter. The link is in the show notes. I've been Taylor Rockwell. Ryan Bailey will be with you tomorrow, but until then, I'll leave you with today's Goalmouth top tip. If you climb into a helicopter and Super Mario is your pilot, buckle up.